Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to tonight's team training. Tonight, we are going to cover a couple things. We're going to continue the conference wrap-up that we started last week but didn't have time to finish up. And then we are going to introduce a new challenge for the next couple weeks to wrap up the 2019 and springboard us into 2020. So I believe last time we left off with Nikki's updates, which Brooke is going to share those. And Brooke, if you want to go ahead and take it away, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Henry. I am going to be covering on two NMDs named Sheila Tomerlin and Michelle Barnett. They are both very high up in our company. And what is really cool is that at conference, you get to see a lot of the new NMDs come on stage and share their stories. And it's always a favorite part of conference. And I would just encourage you, especially if you're new, and even if you've been around a while, most of the NMD speeches are on YouTube. So if you hear these names being dropped on any of these calls or any kind of trainings, I highly encourage you to go look them up on YouTube or ask your sponsor or whoever invited you to this call if they know of them and if they know if their NMD chat is available, because they're always just so inspiring. One of these ladies was on GuicePlus for 9 months and saw her kids get off of all of their asthma, ADD medication. After a while, she was able to quit her full-time job, stop and take care of her parents. They had lake homes, they got to travel. It's always just so inspiring, and it really shows that this is the real deal and that people get to dream big and just do the sky's the limit type of thing. So just something to keep in mind. But their training was about building a healthy business. So how to take your business to the next level and build some team. And there were a couple takeaways from that. And the first one was that a leader is someone who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So you need to be your own best teammate. And a couple things that they told us to think about was, would you want you on your team? If you take where you're at right now and the skills that you have and the mindset that you have, is that who you want to be taking with you on this journey? And if not, what are some things that you can change? Or if yes, and that is something that you're looking for, what are those characteristics that you want to be looking for in other teammates? What is it that you want to be duplicating? So she kind of gave the analogy of a copier. You can only duplicate what's on the original copy. So everybody's going to be bringing their own skill set to the table, their own kind of qualifications, but they're really going to be looking to you as their team leader to be leading by example, and you want to be putting your best foot forward for them. And another takeaway was that you never know who's waiting for us to share. So we've heard that countless times. We've seen so many of these NMDs get on stage and they were not looking for a business at the time, or they didn't know what they were getting themselves into, but it kind of hit them at the right time. It was exactly what they were looking for. Maybe they didn't even know it themselves. But people are out there looking for solutions. So especially in today's world where we're kind of waking up to all of this plant nutrition and all of the power that fruits and vegetables hold, people are really always looking for diet suggestions. And it's just so overwhelming. People are definitely looking for help, and they don't know what we have to offer unless we tell them. So you never know who's looking. You never know who's following you and what they're waiting for you to share with them. So why not go ahead and just put it out there? And the last thing I just wanted to touch on is they recommended to give your team ownership. So give your team tasks to make them feel involved. That's a really good way to create duplication, is you say, hey, I have this flyer that needs to be made. Let me show you how to work this software or whatever you make flyers on. Or I have a 3-way call. Would you like to listen in and see how that verbiage goes? So you kind of give them things to do, and not to just make them feel busy or make them feel involved, but to truly get their hands dirty, get them in there with you. And when you're feeling down, get to an event. I feel like this all the time. There are so many things, and you get home from a long day of work, or like maybe you've got kids going nuts at home, and it's like, oh, just another thing to do to go to this event. But I promise you, every time I leave an event, I go home with a huge smile on my face. I'm so glad I went. It just kind of gets you re-energized. You get to hear other people sharing their passion. You get reminded of why we do this. And when you're feeling great, when you're flying high, get to an event. There's no time that is going to make you feel like you wish you didn't do it. It's kind of like exercise. Like, it always feels better just to go. And you're going to leave feeling a lot better. And you get to be with your family. They suggested to go to team retreats. The obviously conference is a big one. And then we also have boot camps and what are they called? Summits that are kind of like little mini style conferences. So get you in a smaller group of people, get to connect. And she had also suggested, I keep saying she, there were two of them. They suggested to really be involved with your customers. She said that they said no one cares how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's so true in any area of life, but send cards, send birthday, little celebrations, little thank you notes for being a customer, and really take care of your people. So that is it for me. And I'm going to pass it on to Erin. I think she's doing some social media training.
Yes. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I'm juggling. Lucy's getting into my whole drawer. So, all right. So yes, social media, I'm jumping right in and I'm going to knock this out. So it was Jamie Kinsey, also a Hunter Club NMD. She first talked about creating versus consuming. And this was a really like a light bulb went off for me. She talked about waking up, thinking about what you want to post or what you want to go live with, and do it before you look at social media. And I know this is like big for me. I'll have something in my head. I'll go on social media. I'll see something similar and be like, oh, but that's better. Or, oh no, I should post something like that. And then I end up not posting anything at all. So she says, don't look at anything, post first. And if you need shareables or images, to go to the Freedom Revolution. If you don't know what that is, chat with your sponsor. Also talked about marketing versus prospecting and how we want to prospect, not market. So marketing, Mary touched on this last week. Yeah. She, marketing is putting up a poster or flyer and just saying, hey, this is happening, come to this. Whereas prospecting is going to be reaching out to people, connecting with them, and, having an individual take action. So also something that she talked about was to post similar messages about the products, about the business, please wait, about yourself. Look I'm on a call. Can I finish? No. And to have a big blurb that you're reposting because different people are going to see it at different times. So, and then also, of course, being authentic versus being perfect. Hold on 1 second, guys. Whoa, look at those. Okay.
This is authentic.
I know, right?
Hi, Lucy.
My dog is like chewing on the wall. Desi, Bodie. Oh my gosh. Get out of here.
His life. So intermission.
Sorry. Our dog literally just tore up our door frame too while I was doing this. So, okay. Also, she talked about going live and doing like a 4, 7, or a 14-day challenge to kind of force yourself to get out there, put yourself out there, get out of your comfort zone. She talked about when going live, creating a catchy title so that draws people in, pre-engaging and waking up the algorithm. So going and messaging 10 to 20 people or commenting on a post on their wall. Of course, saving photos and ideas that you're seeing, putting those somewhere so that you can reuse them. And then when you're going live, she gave 4 key points: to introduce yourself, to ask a question, to share content that you want to share, and then to do a call to action. So either, if you're watching on the replay, give me a hashtag replay, or I shared with you 3 of the 5 steps. If you want the other 2, message me, just to get more people engaged. And of course, taking any conversations from Facebook to in-person, Facebook, as soon as possible. She mentioned, of course, things it's amazing to do things in person, but there are so many people that you can touch on social media. I know that most of my network is not where I live, so I'm reaching hundreds of people via social media. And she just said, who is losing because you're not feeling comfortable, or you're not, getting out of your comfort zone to share on social media. And then she also talked about the word until, which I liked. So she said, keep doing social media until you're successful. Keep doing live videos until you're comfortable. Keep following that viral posting plan until it becomes second nature. So the nice thing about social media is that you can always start the next day. It's always a fresh day to start and a perfect time to start. So a couple things that I know that I'm doing after hearing the training, Sarah and I are doing a live challenge, a 14-day Facebook live challenge from the 14th or the 1st to the 14th. We're on day 4. So you can jump in at any time. I'm looking at all of you. It could be a 10-day, a 4-day, a 7-day. And so if you want to do that, we're open to that. I'm trying my best to get back on that viral posting plan. If you don't know about the viral posting plan, again, talk to your sponsor because it's great. And then it gives you a lot of direction on what to be posting each day. And then I also like, you guys have probably seen these, but I really like that idea of having pre-made blurbs about myself and who I am, and maybe ones that I save specifically about the product or the business that I can just like copy and paste each month, because different people are going to be seeing it. And especially like Instagram, you're constantly having new people follow you. And so that's something that you just post a different picture of yourself with and share. So those are the couple things that I'm going to be doing. And I'm out. I'm passing it on to, who am I passing it on to? Anita for the conference close.
Whoop. Sorry. I didn't want to do that.
That was so Midwestern of you, Anita. Whoop.
I know.
Whoop.
Oh my God. What did I do here? Now where am I at?
Do you need help finishing the screen? Oh, got it?
No.
If you click on the icon, the Zoom icon down at the bottom of the page, then it should pop up this window.
It sure is not. Oh, shoot. Okay, forget it. All right.
Screen sharing.
No shit. Oops. Delete that, Henry. All right, so I'm closing out with, here, let me see here. Let me go up here. Oh, I see Brooke.
All right, Anita, are you trying to share your screen?
I just wanted to show myself.
Okay.
We see your desktop.
What did you want to bring up?
I didn't want to bring up anything. I was just gonna, oh shoot. How about if I just start talking?
Do that.
Yeah, just good. Yep, go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Oh my God. Oh my God. I see, that's what goes with this craziness. And that's what comes up. So I'm closing out with Shelley Mackie. And Shelley Mackie was just, she reminds me of me, crazy at times. She's National Marketing Director, Hunter Club from Bucyrus, Kansas. And she really stood out to me because she was so pumped up. She actually came out and she had this torch. She was on fire. And she had everybody, I think, myself included, just really paying a lot of attention. Anyway, she brought up get fired up, inspired, and desired. And she said that she's always singing and laughing. She says, if you're not on fire, then you need to get some oxygen. Fan the flame. The possibilities of the future, the hope of what's coming around. She says, it's never been brighter. She says it's unimaginable what this company is bringing for us. And she says with the new virtual office, the new tools, the comp plan, and she said about the new product next year. She says about getting fired up. She says get on fire with the product, the brand, and the mission. She said she lives the mission. She said she's dorky, and she likes to have fun while doing different talks to people and everything else. She says you have to have the desire, share the desire for more, and you just ask them, like, what is your desire? She didn't search for purpose. People needed help, and she just shared everything that she had. She says you have to be able to laugh at yourself. For inspiring, she says you want to get out there, and maybe you have like a Debbie Downer or somebody that's negative, and I know I've come across people like that, and it's like you just kind of have to like poof, get them out of your way, and so be it. Hey, Deni. And let's see, she says to get on fire, she says get your booty back in the game. She says fan your flame. And the last thing I'm going to share, she says no one gets to extinguish your flame. You are the only person that could put your flame out. And she says we never quit. So she really stood out to me because sometimes I'm crazy, I'm dorky, I'm whatever, I'm myself. You know, you like it, you do. You don't, oh well. And that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, Anita. Thanks, Aaron. Thanks, Brooke, for sharing. And just a reminder, that recap doesn't really do conference justice. The analogy that I often use is if you imagine going to Disney World for 3-4 days and then coming back home and trying to capture what you experienced in a half an hour of just telling someone what you experienced. That's what the difference is of going to conference and just listening to the recap. So put it in your calendar. That is I think the third weekend of March 2020. We are headed to Phoenix, Arizona. So, and we'll do that as a team. So think about who you want to take with you. The other challenge that Deni asked me to share with you guys tonight is a challenge that I am super excited about because this is an area of my life that I definitely have the most opportunity for growth. This is to close out the year. I mean, we're already in November here, so we have the rest of November and December. Within these next few weeks, we are looking to engage 30 new people. So this is 30 new conversations. And of course, you don't need to do all 30 of them the first week, but taking a couple of those that you have each day, throw their names on here, and then you can write some little notes on here about where or what you talked about, or even just do a check mark on there, because we all know that it's not the first time that you introduce JuicePlus to someone that they're automatically going to be like, oh my gosh, I found the meaning of life and I want to go ahead and sign up. And every now and then you run into someone like that, right? I ran into someone like that today. Actually, Susan and I both ran into 5 people like that today. And they want to buy 3 tower gardens, but that is rare. So it's you've probably heard the phrase, the fortune is in the follow-up. So this is to help us realize when you write that first name down, we're just going to use a name. We'll use Anita. So I had a conversation with Anita today, and my initial conversation, what happened on today. So I'm going to write November 4th. And then if a week goes by, 2 weeks go by, then I'm going to visually see that I have not talked and followed up with Anita. So this is a visual reminder of whom you need to follow up with. And then you can put their order once they place their order, or team member. And so you can keep track of what you talked about with them. So you can use this however you want, but this is something that we are going to take pretty seriously. So if you want to participate in this challenge, there is going to be a drawing at the end. Do you guys remember what the drawing was, the prize was? I think she told us, and I forgot to write it down.
I think it was like $100 for, it ends up at the end being $100 for those with the most customers, team members, and there was one more. Shoot, the most
New conversations. New conversations.
most new conversations.
Okay. Yeah, I think there may have been something about being qualified too, but she did make it a point to remind us that if you want to take part in this challenge, then we are going to hold each other accountable to it by being in a separate Voxer group. So in order to enroll in this challenge, Deni would like you to privately send her a message on Voxer to be added to this this holiday hustle Voxer group. And we're going to be challenged each week. I'm one of those people that needs some direction. So if she gives us some sort of challenge for that week, then completing that and vocalizing that on the Voxer, that is one of the expectations. She also wanted to remind us too that this is a chance to really set yourself up for 2020, because as of right now, they just revamped the virtual office, and they are putting out what the points are right now and how those are going to translate into the new year. So if you set yourself up now, then come January, then you will be earning those extra bonuses. You'll be earning those extra commissions. So don't wait until the new year to get that started. And for those of you who are your sales coordinators and above, being qualified PB and POB qualified, that's where really the biggest difference in your paycheck is going to matter. So let's work hard to get there. I'm going to stop my screen share here. And just to remind everyone that we do have a healthy holiday recipe exchange that we are going to be launching on Monday on our group's Facebook group called Embrace Wellness Together. And so in a minute here, I'm going to ask the leaders to stay on. And so we can make sure that we have all those details and ready to go. But a reminder to everyone that that group, Embrace Wellness Together, that we are doing the Healthy Holiday Recipe Exchange on, is just for our team to leave. So make sure that they are just on our team. It's either team or customers or potentials that we want to be joining that group, so we can concentrate our focus on those individuals. So that's what we have for tonight's training. Thanks for logging in. Does anyone have any last comments to add?
To conference. That's it.